G'day cocktail lovers, I hope you've been keeping well. Are we in a spooky mood? Halloween is a great time for cocktails because you can be a little creative. There are lots of arguably Halloween themed cocktails. For me, a Halloween cocktail is at least one of two things. Either the name is spooky or it looks suitable for Halloween. And for me, that's either sort of black or blood red. Now these two I'm going to make, double Halloween gift, is it's both. It's essentially both. I think they've got a good Halloween look and they've got good Halloween names. First up, I am going to make a Cadaver Reviver. You might be able to guess from the name, this is a riff on a Corpse Reviver, specifically the Corpse Reviver number 2, and it's a pretty simple riff. It swaps out the gin for tequila, and I'm also going to do my own little twist to make it a bit more Halloween-y even than the recipe I found online. But let's get started. First up, we want some tequila. The recipe I found said to use a Blanco or silver tequila. I'm actually going to use this Espolon, it's a Reposado. It's a pretty light Reposado, but I think you should go with your choice. And I actually prefer the flavor of a Reposado tequila to a Blanco, but you go with what you like. And with the key booze elements, it's equal parts. So for each, I'm going to do 3/4 of an ounce. So starting with the tequila, around 22.5 mils or 3/4 of an ounce of tequila. We also want an orange liqueur. I'm going to use this orange curacao from a local distiller, Marionette. You can use the orange liqueur of your choice, whether that be Cointreau, triple sec, something similar. This is what I have. So we're going to go 3/4 of an ounce, around 22.5 mils of orange liqueur. The recipe also calls for an aromatized wine. Lillet Blanc is usually recommended, but there are a whole range of suitable aromatized wines you can use. One that's often said as a substitute for Lillet Blanc is Coca Americano, which is one I quite like. But for fun, and to make this a bit more Halloween-y, I'm going to use this variant of Coca that I picked up recently, Coca Rosa. In terms of taste, this is kind of between a dry and a sweet vermouth, but with a bitter finish on it. Just a lightly bitter finish, not like Campari. It's got a lightly bitter finish, which I quite like, but because it's blood red, I thought it would go well in a Halloween cocktail. So we're going to go 3/4 of an ounce of our aromatized wine. The recipe also calls for 2 dashes of absinthe, which is a very imprecise measure. This is my absinthe. It's an 80% absinthe, which is pretty full on. So I'm just going to do a couple of drops. I'm going to try and be really careful because it has a very strong anise flavor and it's got a real kick. So I'm going to be real careful. Just try and get a couple of drops, and even just a few drops is probably going to carry through, and we'll drop those straight in. Strictly speaking, this is not in the recipe, but because my aromatized wine choice is more bitter than most, I am going to just add a teeny bit of sweetener, sugar syrup. I posted a video recently on how I made this one, a clarified blood orange oleo saccharum. It's really nice. You should go check out the video if you want to know how to make a very complex sugar syrup. But I'm just going to do basically a bar spoon, about 5 mils of sugar syrup, just to balance that rather bitter Coca that I put in. This is a shaking cocktail, so we add ice to our shaker, put it together, bang it in hard, and give that a shake for about 10 seconds. This is not exactly blood red. It's a bit more, it's pink, it's light pink, but hey, pink is a Halloween color as far as I'm concerned. Actually, it's slightly purple, which I quite like. So that's the first of our Halloween drinks, the Cadaver Reviver, Angry Style. Now for our second Halloween drink. This drink is called a Nightmare, and I don't know why. I don't know any history that would tell me why it's called a Nightmare. I found it on the Difford's Guide, and this is a gin-based one. And they said to use London Dry style. I thought, I'm going Halloween-y. This one's going to be very blood red. I happen to have picked this up recently. It's a Tasmanian gin, 40 spotted. They're Pinot Noir gin, a gin that was finished in a Pinot Noir bottle. So it's gone very red. And picked up some wine flavors. So this is the first element that's going in. Weird bottle, it sits upside down and this is the lid. I've got to do this, take that off. And we are going to add 1 ounce or 30 mils of gin. The recipe I found called for Dubonnet, which is a French red aromatized wine, which I don't have. I'm just going to go with rouge sweet vermouth, which I really like. Another local to Australia, this is Maidenized Sweet Vermouth. And I think it's the same deal. Yes, 30 mils, 1 ounce of sweet vermouth, or Dubonnet if you've got that. We're also going to add 15 mils, half an ounce of a cherry liqueur, or cherry brandy if you have it. Something like Cherry Hearing is a very popular brand. This is one I have that's actually from Croatia, and it's really good, but we're going to do just half an ounce or 15 mils of cherry liqueur. The recipe also calls for orange juice, about 3/4 of an ounce to an ounce of orange juice, depending on your taste. I don't really like orange juice in cocktails, and also I'm just going mad with the blood red stuff. I juiced a blood orange. Was it? I hear you see that. When you juice a blood orange, it looks like a murder scene. I love it. But to your taste, somewhere between, say, 25 and 30 mils of orange juice. As a final touch, a little orange bitters, depending how much you like it, around a dash to 2 dashes of orange bitters. It does not get much more red than this. Very Halloween. Another shaken cocktail. So ice in the shaker, put it together, bang it in hard, give that a shake for about 10 seconds. And now I'm going to strain that into a coupe. And because Halloween's a bit of an occasion, I think I'll do a little garnish for each of these as well. And here we have a couple of simply but nicely garnished Halloween drinks. First, our Cadaver Reviver, because I think this is going to be the milder of the two, so I'll try it first. I'm enjoying that one. I like that. And now for the Nightmare. Okay, big surprise, the Nightmare is sweeter and has a much richer taste than the Cadaver Reviver. So, a couple of diverse cocktails. Go for which one suits your mood. Something a bit lighter would be the Cadaver Reviver. Something richer and sweeter. This is more an after dinner one. This may be pre-dinner, after dinner. But something to suit the different moods this Halloween. Whatever you're doing, I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're looking after yourself, looking after people around you. But until I see you again, I will say, Happy Halloween!